Hey guys, what is going on? MadSpace here, and I'm bringing you another Smash video, but I'm going to start a new series, and it's going to be like a guide tutorial type series, and I guess I could do it with all the characters that I know, but I'm going to start off with Captain Falcon since he's my main. I know that there's so many Captain Falcon tutorials out there, but they kind of, mostly are all like really long videos, and they like quickly go through Falcon's aspects, and they don't really go into much detail. So what I wanted to do is make a series of videos going through Falcon's different type of tools that he can use during a match that you can use to your advantage if you're trying to learn Falcon. So I'm just gonna go to Falcon right now, and I mean, it doesn't really matter what character to go to, but I'm gonna just go to a character that can get comboed easy. So I don't know, someone big like DK or something like that. He's probably gonna live forever though. Doesn't really matter. I'm not really gonna work on combos and stuff right now. In this first episode, it's gonna be mostly about movement. So first of all, I'm pretty sure that Captain Falcon has the second highest speed in the game behind Sonic. I'm just gonna move DK like to the middle so that it doesn't, because the camera turns weird. Alright, so yeah, Captain Falcon I think has the second highest run speed in the game behind Sonic. So you're really fast, so you got to use that to your advantage. So you can really just outspeed most of the characters, and actually pretty much all the characters except for Sonic in terms of like dashing and running around and stuff like that. His aerial mobility is not that bad. You know, if you double jump with him, it's almost the full distance of Final Destination. So if you're trying to land safely, you can kind of do so, unless you're facing a fast character yourself or something that could punish you with a projectile. You can actually, it's more like 2/3 of Final Destination, but you know, he has pretty good aerial mobility and really fast dash speed, so you have to use that to your advantage. On the ground, well, on the air, he doesn't really have good like moves that can break combos and stuff, so sometimes you're gonna be forced to air dodge, and his air dodge does last a while and does have a lot of landing lag. Well, if you air dodge from a full hop, I mean, there's no lag, but you know, if you're getting comboed and you have to air dodge here, that's a lot of lag right there, so you might get punished there. But since he has good mobility, you should be able to jump out of jump away from a lot of things at some high percents, kind of, because Captain Falcon is kind of heavy and he gets comboed easy and he's a fast faller. So yeah, use your dash speed to your advantage. Your aerial mobility is really good, so use that to your advantage as well. The most effective thing that Falcon can do from his dash speed is dash dancing and extended dash dancing. So dash dance grab doesn't really work in this game, because in Melee you can kind of just do something like this, you know, with your joystick, and then it'll do a pretty good dash dance, and then you can get a grab off of it. But in this game it doesn't really work that way. You have to kind of time it, and it's called an extended dash dance, or people like to call it dance trotting and stuff like that. So I don't know if you'll be able to hear my controller, but it goes something like this. And basically, when Falcon is doing this, you're basically mind gaming your opponent, and you're trying to bait them into doing something that they might not want to do, and then you're going to go in and punish. So if I'm dash dancing, right, and they're in their shield and they don't know what to do, and they just, do something like spot dodge, you can, grab them. Because then, by the end of their spot dodge and lag, you should be able to grab them. So this is really good to bait your opponents to do something. It's good for mind games and stuff like that. So you should also practice that. There's more videos out there on how to do this. I think even my Smash Corner goes over it a little bit. But it's really, for Falcon, just like in Melee, Falcon benefits more from dash dancing than any other character in the game. And in this game, Falcon benefits more from extended dash dancing than anyone else in the game, and that's partly because of his dash grab. Now, if you another aspect of Falcon is his dash grab has more range than anybody else. than any other character in the game. So if you look, I'm just doing one quick foxtrot forward, and then doing a grab, and you can see it goes like 1/3 of Final Destination. So I should be able to grab DK from right here. Yeah, see. So his dash grab range is really long, and it's really good. After when you're first starting to play Falcon, you could have a little bit of you might have a learning curve. No, not you will have a learning curve, because it's nobody in the game. This is unique to Falcon. Nobody in the game really has this. Now, there's some characters in the game that have good range, but they don't really lunge forward like Falcon does. So that gives them pretty much the most range of any character. And combine this with his extended dash dancing is really good. Another thing about his extended dash dance, you can do it in place, and you could change up the timings just a little bit to like advance forward. Hold on, let me see if I can do it. It's a little bit harder because the timing can be a little bit strict, but you can do it. You can do it to advance forward. I'm messing up. Hold on. Yeah, see, like I just advanced forward just a little bit, and I messed it up a little bit again there. But you see what I mean. But you could also do it to like, retreat backwards, and I kind of did it there. It's a little bit harder, and but it's also still pretty good. And I messed it up a few times, but hopefully you guys know what I mean. You could do it in place. You could do it to advance forward a little bit, kind of like when you perfect pivot and stuff. You get like this, you move back just a bit, so you can cover that kind of distance, yeah. So also, along with the extended dash dance grab or dance trot, with Captain Falcon's dash grab, you can use your grab at different times of the dance trot to change your range a bit. So and I'll explain it a little bit just so that it's a little clearer. If I'm extended dash dancing, right, and I use my grab right here, right, I should be able to grab DK if I use it when I'm about right here. So, well, too far. Yeah. But you can also if your opponent is a little bit closer to you and you're extended dash dancing like this, you would have to press the Z button to grab when you're right here. So when you do the trot back this way, you can actually, technically Falcon is in his dashing animation, and therefore he gets the full distance of his dash dance, of his dance trotting grab, like the full range. So if you're close to somebody, you can do something like this, and then use it when you're here, like at the start right here, instead of the full distance like right here. Instead you're doing it right here. Well, I rolled by mistake, but you're doing it right here instead. And that's for when you're a little bit closer. See, if I were to do it at the normal timing, if he was further away, I would probably dash past him. So it would look something like this. Wait. Yeah, see? It would look like that. So you would have to time it right there instead of, the normal timing. So you can, change the timings a bit and mix it up, and it really mixes your opponent up pretty good, baits him into doing things like that. So that all combined with his speed, pretty good aero mobility, and a good attacks, decent attacks as landing options, especially up air. Up air is extremely safe on shield because you can pretty much dab. Look how fast that is. Like, with the increased shield stun that it did in the previous patches, you'll be able to jab out of shield grabs. Now, Falcon would be so much better if you can falling up air and then the shield stun would allow you to grab them. But, the frames don't work out that way. But yeah, so movement for Falcon, definitely practice your tech in terms of, you know, your extended dash dancing, things like that. What else was I gonna talk about? Yeah, so also Falcon's spot dodges and roll. His back roll is pretty good, and you can kind of, you know, act pretty quickly out of it. So he has good frame data when it comes to rolling back. And you know, again, combine that with his dash grab, like you can bait your opponent also rolling back, and then, you know, get a free grab off of them. I just don't suggest doing that often, because even though you can like jab pretty quickly out of the back roll, if you're like if your opponent super duper reads your back roll, you know, you're gonna get punished, no doubt. His spot dodge is pretty good. You know, so you can pretty much everybody in this game has a pretty decent spot dodge, but since Falcon has pretty good out of shield / out of spot dodge tools, like jab, well that's pretty much his only good tool. It's not like Zero Suit where you can spot dodge and then up tilt and then, you know, it hits you from like anywhere close by. But spot dodge jab, his spot dodge is pretty good, so you can like jab out of it or jab and then turn around grab, something like that, if like they dash attack behind you. So, you know, that's pretty good. And the only reason why I mentioned these two things is because it has to do with movement. So don't back roll too much, but his back roll is really good. His rolling forward is not as good in my opinion, and shouldn't really be used as an approach option at all, because there's a lot of like startup on the, you know, on the actual part where he starts his tumbling, and then you know, but after that you're actually in pretty good shape if you actually get the roll behind. Like I said before, don't really do this often because you can get super duper red, but it's a good mix up, and his forward roll is okay. It's not as good as his back roll, but you know, for Falcon, mostly these dash trots, or, you know, what the technical term is, extended dash dancing. One last thing that I do want to talk about is recovering with Falcon. You know, and it has to do with his aero mobility. So yeah, his up B gets pretty good distance on it. You know, you can kind of you know, go pretty deep and you'll be able to come back. So look how far his up B goes. Like, I can make it from pretty far away, kind of melee-esque. And you can also recover with forward B, which covers good horizontal momentum. Just try to snap to the ledge though, because if you don't, then you're hit with like that lag and you're gonna get punished for it. So try to get a perfect snap like that, which is good. The up B is good. The only thing that doesn't really have good horizontal coverage is the reverse up B. The reverse up B, if you get hit off stage without your jump and your back is towards the stage and you're forced to reverse up B, you're probably gonna die. If I did a normal up B there, I would have made it, no doubt. So usually what you want to do, instead of trying to reverse up B and your back is towards the stage and you don't have a jump, you know, try to use side B instead, and it covers enough ground, horizontal, you know, area where you can you could probably make it back. And you know, they could spike you out of here though, so just be careful, you know. But if you're forced to do it, if it means living or dying, then, you know, then do it, and hopefully it might even hit them, and then you'll just get back right on stage, and then you're in for an edge guarding situation. And Falcon does have good edge guarding tools like down air, back air, things like that. So yeah, so anyway, that's mostly it for Captain Falcon's movement. You know, his best tool, you know, his dash dance, you know, his speed, well, his extended dash dance, but yeah, his dash grab, his extended dash dance, his speed really should all be used for your advantage. And he does have good aero mobility, you know, and his recovery is pretty linear, but it's not as bad as people think. As long as you mix it up well, you can even, like, you know, come up with back airs and stuff like that for pressure. you know, to try to get back on stage. And he has the aero mobility to be able to do that. It's just pretty unsafe to be without your jump as Falcon. But, I mean, other than that, on stage, he's a force to be reckoned with. And if you know how to use your shields and stuff, and your speed and extended dash dancing with the grabs, you know, then you should be in pretty good shape. So, that was sour spot back air. Back air should kill at this percent easy at the ledge, yeah. Alright. Anyway, I'm going to be doing more videos like this, but, you know, just other aspects of Falcon's strengths, and then we can go over his weaknesses as well, and what you can do to counter his weaknesses. And, yeah, that's pretty much it for this episode, going over Falcon's movement. So this guide to Falcon is basically just to help people trying to pick up Falcon, and using one video at a time to cover everything about him. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.